I calculated it and I don't.
Dude, that's very serious. We'll definitely come back to that for sure because I know there's some worker advocacy groups. Are you a union?
No.
Because Texas is right to work, right? So, I mean, part of the bad thing about that is you're not in a union, so you don't have a union rep. But I mean, even our agency has people that go back through not only with like overtime hours, but tip shares and things like that. And we can definitely point you to something like that if you feel like if you feel like you're being undersold. That's not that's not good. That's not a good feeling. So you work
It's not.
sometimes 80 hours a week, and how often do you get to go do the things you want to do?
I mean, not often because, I guess my boss, he says if I don't do it, I don't want to disappoint my boss because it's my boss. And, not often I barely come home till Lassie. Like, he could be dead when I come home because I'm not there. And so, I like that dog. It's the only, like, positive thing in my life. And so, it pisses me off.
Oh, I understand. It's frustrating. I mean, it's just that's a lot to take in. You've got this dog that you love, and he makes a lot of things feel right in your world. You talked about running, and I bet when you run, you just feel good, right? You get that release.
Yeah.
I heard once that what a good way to stomp down stress. I think that's kind of fun. I used to be a runner's high kind of guy where I'd go out and run until I was sore and everything else, and it was like cathartic. I just everything was gone. I didn't worry about anything. Tuned in my iPod, or sometimes I didn't even have that.
But I don't have time to run is a problem.
Well, I have an idea. You want to take an inventory of your time? I can make a list of it right here. We can go through, see if we can't make some sort of plan for you. Would that be any interest to you?
Does that assume that I don't know how to manage my time?
Absolutely not. I'm going to show you what it looks like on paper. Maybe we can go through it. Maybe I can find a way to move stuff around with you. It's always good to have an extra pair of eyes.
But when I come in at 6 a.m. in the morning and I come out at 10 p.m.,
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't have energy to do that. Like, I want to do it, but I don't have energy to do it.
Do you feel like you have to keep your job?
Yeah.
Have you talked to your boss about any of these concerns?
No, because I'm intimidated.
You're intimidated by
Don't
your
want to have
boss?
don't want him to have a bad taste in his mouth because of me. Like, I don't. I haven't been promoted, so obviously he doesn't like me, and like I don't know. He obviously thinks I have an anger problem because I'm here. So
I don't know if he doesn't like you. I want you to try to challenge that. He depends on you to come in double what you're supposed to, 40 hours a week and 80 hours a week. That means he obviously trusts you. You're obviously a hard worker. You're committed enough to your job that you want to do it. I think the least you should feel is intimidated, but I understand that's a position of authority. And I think if you came at him, having come here and participated with me, and not given me any grief, he can call me and I would tell him exactly what I'm telling you. I said, I don't know that he has anger issues. I haven't experienced any of that. And I would tell him, like, yeah, he's complying with what he needs to. But I think we can make a reasonable plan for you to talk to him. That's another thing we could do. There's I don't feel like you're an angry guy. I don't. I don't see it. I don't see the veins popping in your forehead. You haven't screamed at me yet. Are you intimidated now? Are you angry now?
no.
No. And you didn't you say about 10 minutes ago this stuff is stupid?
Yeah.
It's not anger management, man. You're just here to talk to me and get your job back. If that's how you want to look at it. Otherwise, maybe I could help you out with some stuff you need to. So what do you want out of this whole thing? Because the goal is to get you back to work, right?
Yeah.
Is there any other goals you want to go through? Because we don't have to just be anger management. Like I said, I'm a broker. I can get you any service that we have in this building. But you got to let me know what your needs are. I got to find those out. So, what do you want? What can I help you with in your life?
Really, just my job. That's all. Because if I work less and if I'm more appreciated in my job, then I'll have more time at home to play with my dog Lassie and run and do things I want to do. Look for a wife.
Okay. So you said look for a wife. I like that comment. Do you feel like you just? What do you feel like when you think about that? Is it I'm not making enough money? Is it a concern about?
No, it's just
what is it?
time. Like I don't have
It's all about
time.
the time.
Time is everything. I mean, I work like I said a lot. Don't have time to go out and meet people. I mean, I'm a 35-year-old man.
Understand. But what about? You said something about me not thinking you knew how to manage time. Have you ever tried anything like that, where you make a schedule and all that stuff?
Okay, let's do something shallow with that. 90% of the time I'm at work.
Mm-hmm.
What can I do with 10% sleep?
That's true. I agree. But are you working? What's the motivation for working that much?
I mean, need to keep my job and pay bills, and like last year he always gets sick or like runs around and gets like I don't know stuff, and so veterinary and food for him, and like everything's expensive. Life is expensive.
So, what if I gave you the option to, and tomorrow you woke up and your world looked like you wanted it to look like, in a reasonable way? You're not suddenly LeBron James. You're still Juan Benavides. You're still a 35-year-old who works at this auto place, or maybe you don't. What would you be doing?
I mean, I would be the manager, and I would. Lassie would have a brother, Ratsy maybe, and I don't know, and I'll have a wife and hopefully a kid.
Well, I'm not sure I can provide you with a wife, but what at work is with what situation at work is occurring with the management position? Have you ever applied?
I mean, it's not about applying or not. It's more about if your boss like picks you, and then he's like, hey, like you're going to get promoted. Like it's not an application. It's more of like it's like informal. Like he'll just like change it on his own if he likes you. And man, the longest like guy he's had people quit. I'm still there. Still the same.
Is the position open?
I mean, it's not, but there's a need for it. Like, there's not even a manager's position. Like, the boss does everything. But like, and he thinks he can do like, he thinks he can like be the boss and slash manager, but he can't. Like, it's too hard. And I mean, that's why he's like so like, I don't know, so always busy all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a need for a manager to like help out, but he doesn't see it. He's like egotistical and he thinks that he can do everything because he started the company.
But you're his go-to guy. I'm sure. Well, I mean, do you feel like you could even go in and tell him like, hey, I could take that off your plate. I can handle this. Have you ever had the desire or felt the ability to do that?
I mean, I've just assumed I couldn't.
Why?
Because of past interactions. I mean,
Let me stop you there. What past interaction? Give me
okay, well, he sent me anger management, like that, like.
But I don't know that he did that as a punishment. He probably did that because.
But what if he
that's
did?
What you're supposed to do. Well, I mean, do you feel like you're being punished?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like time that I could be at home. Like I'm not getting paid for it. Like the company's paying for anger management, but like I'm still losing money because I'm out of work.
I understand that. It's an opportunity cost.
What about Lassie?
I agree. That would be bad.